All right, this one here is about how I got caught up with a female CO, man. How I got caught up with a female CO. So sit back, enjoy the ride. You know, I like to do me, so just sit back and let me do what I gotta do. You do what you gotta do. Get your coffee, get your stogie, get your whatever. Let me bust the intro for you one time. All right. All right, unique Mecca audio, man. I'm gonna tell you how I got caught up with a female CO. All right, I finally make it to the medium security prison. You know, big shout out to me making it to the medium. You know what I mean? Big shout out, early morning shout out, early morning shout out. All right, all right, all right. So I make it to the medium security prison, and everything is going good. You know what I mean? I get there, and from coming from the penitentiary to the medium, the women is different. You know, in the penitentiary, the staff tell them, how to dress to tone down their sexual, prowls and things like that. Like they tell them don't wear lipstick, don't wear lip gloss, don't wear tight, clothing, things like that. They do it anyway, but they tell them not to do it, So that's the penitentiary. I get over there to the medium, and you got these female staff over there. They dress like, a couple of hoochie mamas going to the mall. I mean, they had this one little short Spanish chick, man. She was about 4'11", and her hips had to be about 44 inches. I mean, and she had a waistline like this, and she went out like this, and came around, and then her little back came down, and it arched in with the cheeks came out, and she was 4'11". It was all natural, so it was juicy. I thought it was natural, but the homie said she paid for it. But I don't know. I've been down over 2 decades at this time, so I don't really know what's going on. But Shorty was bad, you know what I mean? And she was my age. At the time, I was maybe about, 50, 52. You know what I mean? Because, this year I turned 59 years old this year. How do I look for 59, y'all? How do I look for 59? Big shout outs for 59 gunshots. You know what I mean? I'm 59 years old May 8th this year, so make sure y'all do a nice little celebration with me for my 59th birthday. But this lady was my age in the 50s, and she was knocking out all the young girls. She had this nice little Florida sun-kissed, orange, breasts. That was firm and nice on her little body. She had no stomach, no nothing, and wore the little tight shirts going down in the pants. And, you could see her whole figure when she walks. And when she walked, being that she had that like 44, 42-inch hips, the cheeks just, So whenever she walked down the compound, there's always a crowd of dudes behind her. You got dudes been down a decade, 2 decades, some 3 decades, and you got this woman walking down the compound. We ain't seen a woman look like that in decades. So when she walked, everybody followed her. She wore all the nicest perfume that while we walking behind her, the wind is blowing it all in our nostrils like a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? Now y'all see her on the street and y'all, would just look at the ass and keep it moving. You know what I mean? But we see her in there and she's like J-Lo on steroids to us. You know what I mean? I mean, our middle section stand up firm. You know what I mean? Just looking at her. So when she walked down the compound, you might start off with whoever's around. So if there's a couple of dudes out there, whatever they doing, whatever they talking about, they're going to stop, turn around and follow this chick. You know what I mean? And everybody else see her walking, and they're going to follow her. And it was so crazy. I'm going to keep it 100. This how real I keep it. I'm going to keep it 100. Like I said, I don't try and big myself up and, I ain't look at it because I ain't on that time. Nah, I used to, y'all, hold up. I just thought about it. Y'all gonna call me a stalker on this, man, but big shout out to the stalkers. Big shout out to the stalkers. Big shout out to the stalkers. All right, calm down. Now, I say, I was a stalker because it was like everybody would go out on the compound 7:30 because she comes in between like 7:30 and 8, right during the lunch meal. So everybody go eat and they'll hang out and they'll wait on little shorty to come walk by so that they could get to see the cheeks up close and personal and smell that perfume. But me, I'm unique. I'm not even gonna disrespect myself. So instead, I resorted to stalking. You know what I mean? Let me tell you how I did it. That's how real I am. What I used to do is I sit in my dorm in the computer room. The computer room got a big ass bay window the size of this whole screen. And I'll sit up there on the computer right next to the window I could see on the compound. Now every morning I go in the computer room anyway, so that wasn't stalking. But now I start looking out the window for when I see her. So when I see her and I'm on the computer, I hurried up and you know what I mean? I put my hat over the keyboard, let nigga know I'm coming back, you know what I mean? And be having a line of people waiting on the computer. And I'd be like, hold up, I'll be right back. I forgot something. Put my little joint on it so they know don't touch that computer. I pause my screen and I run my little black ass down the stairs to go catch up with this shorty because I too want to see the cheeks in person and smell that perfume. You know what I mean? So here I go. Yeah, call it what you want. I'm walking behind her, stalking her with the rest of the homies. You know what I mean? But she was a beautiful sight to wake up to after being in prison 2 decades. So y'all try and picture where I'm at. And I'm admitting, yes, I was stalking. So y'all ain't got to put in the troll comment, you was stalking. Yes, I was stalking, and I was proud of it. It let me know I was still a man, like my hat say, on man time. All right? Cop your gear over at Al Raw. At Instagram, ALHAH, you know what I mean? And you could also go to ruinharlem.com. But anyway, so I run down there to go watch shorty, and I walk with on the thing, and when she walking, you know what I mean? She got about 30, 40 dudes behind her now. Now, this is holding up the chow meal. You know what I mean? So all the police is looking, they see what's going on. So they went to go talk to shorty and tell her, yo, look, you can't be, dressing like that when you come out here because you send the wrong impression. This is a prison. You don't know when one of these dudes, and then what they called them, they didn't even call us dudes. They called us deviants. You know what I mean? Y'all know what a deviant is. Look that up. You know what I mean? So the captain and, the SIS, the, Security Investigation Services, they're telling, yo, you're going to cause one of these deviants to eventually put their hands on you. You know what I mean? Because, you're giving it up too much. But she was a psychiatrist at the jail, so they wore street clothes and do what they want to do and didn't answer to the administration. So she told the administration when they told her that in front of all of us, maybe she took it as a disrespect or she just wanted to check them. She said, look, these men been in here, for decades, if they don't look at me, you know what I mean, as a woman, you know what I mean, then that means that something is wrong. And that's going to be a problem, you know what I mean, when they stop looking at women. So you should be happy that I got 30, 40 dudes that's showing that they on man time. You know what I mean? Big shout out to man time. Big shout out to man time. Big shout out. You know what I mean? So she checked them and she continued wearing what she wearing. So, you know what I mean? Then now there was this other white female. You know what I mean? We gonna call her single white female. It was this white female, real pale, and she had her hair straight down. Never knew what to do with it. Had little freckles on her face and, big buck teeth. You know what I mean? She looked like a rabbit in the mouth. You know what I mean? Straight rabbit. But anyway, she was kind of tall, about 5'7", 5'8", and she had a nice size, maybe a 36, 38, hips. And her cheeks was jiggly. You know what I mean? Like the little shorty, they was jiggly. But when she walked, she'll walk and she'll throw the hips. Like every step she took, she turned her toes in and she mashed the toe on the ground and hit her heels on the ground and the cheeks went boom, boom. You know what I mean? So like boom, 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 boom. And when she walking, I'm not even going front. Oh, ugly rabbit mouth had a beautiful walk. You know what I mean? I'm talking about when you look at her. Yeah, and no disrespect to my European women, you know what I mean? But I've never been attracted to white women, never even made love to a white woman, never even been with a white woman. You know what I mean? They never turned me on. I never really even looked at the magazines with the white people in it. I like my old, players and, you know what I mean? Magazines like that. You know what I mean? I'm not into the Playboy and all that with the little skinny white girls. And yeah, no disrespect. It just didn't turn me on. But this old single white female with the rabbit mouth turned me on. Because she would throw them cheeks. But when the cheeks is in those different colored little slacks, you know what I mean? And it's not like they was tight. You know what I mean? Because they always had pleats in it, and she dressed real respectfully. But she was throwing the cheeks on purpose. And it turned me on. I'm going to keep it 100. I'm getting to a point with this. So hold on. So don't think I'm just telling you about my sexual deviant days, But that's why I'm telling these young boys this. Look what I'm sitting here telling you. We got an ugly white woman. I've never been with a white woman. Got a nasty rabbit mouth. You understand what I'm saying? And a matter of fact, she had a big ass mole on her nostril. You know what I mean? She was busted. But, for prison, she was a dime, So I'm sitting here walking behind her. So if you youngers want to go in here and sweat these old ugly white ragged mouth females, you keep doing what you're doing and wind up in prison. You know what I mean? You'll start thinking stupid as I was. But anyway, so when she walked, man, I'm not going to lie. She had the best prison female walk I've ever seen in my life. But she did it intentionally. When she went up the stairs, it's like, you want to be behind this chick, man. She was ugly as Medusa, but the cheeks was beautiful. And it was jiggling and nice, All right, so we got that out the way. So now let me go into, how I got caught up. You know what I mean? So, how y'all think I got caught up? Put in the comments how you think I got caught up. I'm going to tell you anyway, but keep it 100 and put it in the comments because I want to slow down the flow. So now, they had this older Spanish female that was also my age, but, she looked older than me. She used to be, they said she was like 300 something pounds. She got the government to pay for the lipo. Her and one of her girlfriends, or her girlfriend got it done, same time she did, but her girlfriend wound up dying from the lipo, but she survived. But she went from 300 pounds to about a $140, $145. You know what I mean? But if you look at it, you can kind of see the excess skin hanging under her arms and things like that. You know what I mean? And you could even see the face sagging a little bit. But she was from Brooklyn. Big shout out to Brooklyn. She was from Brooklyn, but she was mad cool. She had a little short curly afro because hair didn't really grow. Like I said, she getting older, so it's thinning. You know how that is. She had a little curly afro and used to wear it wet, like she just got out the shower, and she ain't had no body, no nothing. So it's nothing really appealing about her. But she had these big, juicy, watermelon lips. Her lips was juicy. But you see what I'm saying? Bear with me so you youngins understand why I tell you don't go to prison, don't get caught up in this. I'm sitting here looking at this chick's lips. Everything on her busted, but I see the beauty in her lips, And it's like, let me tell you how I met her. You know what I mean? Let me get into my story now. Let me get into my story. I'm feeling it now. Now, this how I meet her. We had something went on in the unit, and she worked overtime as the officer in the unit. And, they just started something where they said that you can't have altered clothing because, see like where I got this jacket, they got the 2 color sleeves. They had 2 different type of sweatsuit material, the dark gray and the light gray. So you will get a dark gray shirt and a light gray shirt, and then you'll get, a tailor to take the sleeves off, off the dark gray, and put the light gray sleeves on it. Then you'll get them to put the light gray, thing around the collar, to make us feel like we on the street. Then I might get a bucket hat made to go with it, get the cargo pants with the pockets in the bottom and use some of the dark material on the light pants. And I mixed it up. I got some pictures of all that. Like I said, I got pictures of everything. I got you. You know what I mean? I just been wanting to just get you the videos, but I am going to start putting some pictures in here. Like I'm going to do one with the Apollo and show you the cars and all that, and give you a typical night when I went to the Apollo. But let me get back to Shorty. Shorty working in unit. We ain't allowed to have these tailor-made stuff. So I'm caught walking up the unit. I'm high as, oh man, let me see. I'm high as a New York City skyscraper right now. And I'm walking up the stairs and Shorty standing there and she see me coming. I got my altered pants. Like, I'm not into the sagging, but they was sagging because I had about 100 books in each pocket and it was weighing them down. So I'm walking and I'm chilling. I know I'm looking good. I'm going to keep it 100. So she's eyeing me the whole time, and I see Shorty up above looking down, and she eyeing me when I'm coming. I never seen her before. I don't even know her. So I come walking up the stairs, and she said, "You know those pants are altered, you know?" I said, "Yeah, all right," and kept walking. She said, "You hear me talking to you?" I just ignored it and kept walking. So I go in and she do what a normal police would do. She go in the office, she opened the bed book, she looked at what cell I went in, she went looked at my pictures, saw who I am, hit me on the computer, seeing I was from New York, da 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 da. Like I said, she was from Brooklyn. So she comes in the room and said, "Come in my office." So I go in her office and she says to me, "Hey, you got altered pants. I could take those from you." I said, "Okay, you in what army?" You know what I mean? Ain't no police taking nothing from me. I don't care what memos you put out for everybody else. I've been in here since 1993. You know what I mean? So I could wear whatever I choose to wear. Let's get that straight. You know what I mean? I fall under the grandfather clause. I'm making this up as I go along. You know what I mean? I fall under the grandfather clause. I'm like old granddaddy in here. How you gonna take something that I had for 20 years? And at this time, it's about 2016, 2017. So she's like, "Well, you ain't allowed to wear that." I said, "Look, lady, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. You know what I mean? I don't know who you are, where you from, how you got here. You only here for one night, so do your job and take your ass up out of here before you don't make it up out of here." And this is not a threat because I'm on a different type of time right now. But you're gonna run into somebody else that's not gonna play that crap. So watch your mouth and watch and know who you talking to. "Oh, I know who you talk. Oh, I'm talking to Mr. Unique, Mr. Mecca Audio, Mr. Harlem." I said, "Oh, so being that you Googled me," you know what I mean? Big shout out to Google. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Google. You know? All right, calm down, calm down. Let me get back to the story. So I said, being that you Googled me, let me fill you in on who I am. First of all, you know what I mean? I'm feeling your lips. I don't hear nothing coming out your mouth, but I just like the way your lips are moving. Her neck snapped back. Like, what? You know what I mean? What you say? I said, "I like your lips. I like the way they're moving, but they would be so much more pleasant to look at if you had a little lip gloss like them young girls was doing." You don't need it because you got a little bit more swag. You got a nasty attitude, but it's the type that turn a real gangster on. This was the conversation I'm having with this female the first time I meet her. True story. You know what I mean? So she's looking at me and she's like, "Oh, you're not allowed to talk to me like that." I said, "All right, well, lock me up then." You know what I mean? Let's clear that up. You know what I mean? I'm not scared of nobody's shoe. I done did 5 years in your ADX. You got nothing to really. I'm telling you how I feel and I'm giving you a compliment. You got beautiful lips. Yeah, and they was beautiful. They was thick and juicy. You know what I mean? So now she's sitting there telling me that and I leave, and I walk out the office. So the next day I'm walking down the compound and she was like, the case manager downstairs or something. You know what I mean? So I'm walking out the compound and she see me and she said, "Hey, Unique." You know what I mean? I said, "Hey, Lips." You know what I mean? She said, "What?" I said, "Hey, Lips." She said, "Come here." She said, "Nigga, you can't talk to me like that." I said, "Didn't I tell you I talk to you how I want to talk to you? What make you think you could tell me how to talk to you? I don't care how you tell these other dudes whatever. They do what they told. I do what I want to do. Let's get it right. And why you ain't got no damn lip gloss on?" You know what I mean? That's what I told her. "Why you ain't got no damn lip gloss on?" And she just bust out laughing. You know what I mean? So I go back in the unit. And then now it was like after 4 o'clock, she working again. So I go down to her unit to go see my man, but she working the back. So I'm down there seeing the homie. You ain't allowed to be in nobody else's unit. So, somebody went and ratted me out. We up in there, we chilling. So they went ratted me out and, to her, she come out there and she come and look in the room and she see it was me. And she said, "What you doing in here, New York?" Now she called me New York. "What you doing in there, you New York?" I said, "Man, I'm chilling with the homie." You know what I mean? And she said, "Oh, okay. Well, when you finish, come back in my office." So now, I hollered at the homie. My homie said, "Yo, she talking to such and such." I said, "Man, I don't want her. I'm just chilling." So I go in the office, and when I go in the office, sure enough, she got on some lip gloss, And I said, "Oh, man, y'all, just act like you're doing something and just read. You know what I mean? Just read from the computer. You know what I mean? And just let me see your lips move with that lip gloss." You know what I'm saying? So she said, "Oh, you crazy." I said, "Man, just shut up and read. Y'all want to hear that crap." You know what I mean? You know you with it, I'm with it. So she over there reading, and while she's reading, I'm sitting there and I'm touching myself and I'm just looking and you know what I mean? You know, I got a piece of paper in my hand. I'm fronting like I'm looking at the paper, but the whole time I'm looking at her lips move, and I'm picturing it being wrapped around this anaconda. You know what I mean? So that was the extent of our little thing. You know what I mean? Just really, just I was just entertaining and just passing time. You know. So now, me and her got on some slick talking to each other stuff, but nothing never happened. Let's get that right. Nothing ever happened, If it did, I would let you know. So now, 'cause I wasn't looking for nothing to happen. Because my thing is, let me explain this to you. When I was in Lee County, I told him about, if y'all don't remember me telling about it, you want me to tell the story again and break it down again, I'll break it down. When I was in Lee County, there was a little white girl, blonde hair, blue eyes, looked like Coco, iced tea girl, was bad as hell. And she was schooling all the dudes in the penitentiary. You understand what I'm saying? It was a female staff. She was screwing everything in the penitentiary. You know what I mean? And then, long story short, she winds up getting busted. She get busted and they get the, suspended and all that. And before she left, she came up there and the staff was asking her, why did you do it? And she told them, well, I caught AIDS from a black man, so therefore I figure I'll come in here and give every nigga I can this AIDS. And you know what I mean? So after hearing that, I ain't want no female in the prison, because a lot of the females in the prison was having sex with the male police in the prison and the women police, and they was all busted, dirty. I mean, I know females that used to walk and wear the same pants for a month straight, and if it rained, they walk across the grass, in the dirt, and on the bottom of the cuff of their pants, dragging all in the mud, and you see them 3 days later, they still got that mud hanging off the bottom of their heel. You know what I mean? So they're not even changing their drawers if they just throwing on the same pair of pants. So I'm not trying to catch them. I'm trying to go home a healthy man. So now, so I really enjoy just talking smack. You know what I mean? So that's what me and the stint of her thing was, So now, one day she working, let me speed this up. So one day she working in another unit, so she sees me when I'm coming from the kitchen, and she calls me over to the unit and say, hey, I'm over in this unit boy, just hang out with me for a minute, you know what I mean? So I said, all right, well, you know the routine, you know what I mean? She said, what? You know what I mean? So I looked at her and I stared and focused in on her lips like I was Lee Majors, the Bionic Man, with that see-through vision, and I zoomed in on her lips and I said, you know the routine. So she started smiling, reaching her purse, took out the lip gloss, and tapped up the lip gloss. You know what I mean? And that was the extent of that. So now she's in there and she's doing her thing, and while we talking, I'm just staring at her. I mean, she had beautiful, juicy lips. I'm not even gonna front. So I'm sitting there staring at her lips the whole time she's talking. My thoughts running rampant. You know what I mean? And she'll look over every once in a while and she'll smile and laugh at me. You know what I mean? And I look and I smile at her and I wink at her and I said, girl, you killing them, boy. I mean, god damn. I said, I know you got a good young nigga out there. You sucking his soul out. And she said, you so nasty. I said, oh man, I'm nasty. You ain't seen nasty yet. I used to talk crap. So when it was time to leave, she got up and, I like my little props. When it was time to leave, she picked up, let me see what I got I could show you. When it was time to leave, she picked up a sandwich bag. You know what I mean? She picked up a sandwich bag. And held it up. And in the corner, it was half a Milky Way she was eating. So she holds up the joint and she feels it. And, it was still hard. And I guess she didn't want to take it. So she went to hand it to me and offer it to me. So she threw it across the desk and said, here, you can have that. I said, oh, no. Whoa. First of all, I'm not trying to break no rules here. I ain't got a problem talking smack, but you can't give me nothing, because one of these youngins see you giving me something, before you know they're going to say something that's not. You know what I mean? She said, oh, boy, you crazy. She take it, throw it in the bag, and she leave. But mind you, the next day, they called me up to the lieutenant office about 11 o'clock in the morning. I go up to the lieutenant office, and they said, cuff him up. I said, huh? Cuff him up. I'm like, for what? They locking me up. I'm like, oh, man. So I go on the shoe, and I'm back there for about 2-3 weeks. I don't know why I'm back there. And then here come these two racist-ass police come in there, and they tell me, look, what's going on with you and such and such, talking about the female. There ain't nothing going on with her. We just be talking, you know what I mean? It's, blah, blah, blah. And they be like, nah, it's a little more than that. I said, why you get that? And they drop these pictures on the counter. And they showed me a video, a still shot in a big 8x10 that they had, a picture of her holding up the bag that she was feeling. And they telling me, we believe that was a cell phone in the bag. She gave you the cell phone to use and then took the cell phone back out with her. I said, what? Cell phone? I said, man, that was a Milky Way. He said, nah, we believe it was a cell phone. I said, come on, look. Y'all been trying to bust me selling, drugs on y'all compound, you know what I mean, for the last 15 years before I stopped. 15 years ago, y'all used to zoom in and you could see when I'm putting an M&M in my mouth and see what color it is and show me the M&M logo on an M&M as it's going in my mouth. And you telling me you can't zoom in on that picture and see that that's a Milky Way. You know what I mean? He said, let's cut the crap. Let's cut the crap, Unique. This is what it is. She was involved in a lawsuit across the street. We trying to fire her, take a pension, and we need you to help. You help us, and we'll send you right now to a FCI. Closer to New York. We'll send you to Buckner, someplace sweet in North Carolina, where you'll live like a king. And I'm like, hold up. So you want me to lie and say this woman gave me a cell phone to use, you know what I mean? And then took it home so that you could take her pension, and you're going to reward me by sending me to a medium security prison, nicer than the one that I'm at. And he said, yes, sir. I said, look, I tell you what, you could suck my poop, eat your mama poop. Nigga, if you ever disrespect me again, you know what I mean? Yo, don't you lucky I'm handcuffed right now. Take it as a threat what you want to take it as. Don't you never in your life or confront me as no goddamn rat. You understand what I'm saying? Let's get that straight. And they're like, no, but you've been down a long time, and I know you're trying to go on after people been down long as you. They do what they have to do to look out for themselves, to try and get comfortable. I said, look, get me up out of here before I kick your desk over, and you're lucky you got me shackled. So they said, okay, well, we gonna burn you. You know what I mean? I said, well, burn me then. And you know what I mean? So they take me back. True story. This is how I wound up, getting out to Victorville. So I go back to the hole. You know what I mean? They take me back up to my room. So I'm in my room and I'm telling my cellie about it. I said, yo, these stinking mothers come at me like this. So the next day we go to rec and I see some police out there. And the police that was working, because the police got to escort you into the little room to be interrogated. So the police was there and witnessed all of this. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how true my shit is. So they witnessed all of this, and they already told everybody in the shoe, said, yo, that New York dude go hard. They approached him with rat, and he went off on them. You know what I mean? And, so now when I'm in the yard, all the police coming back there, and they congratulate me for standing up because they saying, the exact words, yo, everybody would have taken that opportunity they gave you. You know what I mean? Said, they're going to burn you. I said, man, I don't care what they do. I'm not going to have it on my jacket that I done cooperated with no government official in, out, around, even in hell. I'm not cooperating with no government official. Let's get that straight, So, they used to bring me extra food, extra trays, and whatever I wanted, they brought it because they knew that, I'm old gangster and I ain't going to tell if another police come in the cell and find something I'm not supposed to have that they gave me. A lot of inmates would have said, yeah, officer such and such gave it to me. That's why I got it in here and I'm allowed to have it because the officer gave it to me. If they come in my cell, find something that the officer gave me, I say, yeah, that's mine. Now get the hell out of here, write it up, and do what you're going to do. What you going to do, give me more whole time. Either way, my time is ticking, nigga. I ain't never getting out. I'm going to die in prison. So if you want to waste your paper, go waste your paper and write another shot. You know what I mean? And I'm comfortable back here, so don't worry about threatening me with I'm going to be back here another 30 days because I tell you what, give me another 60 days. I'm real comfortable right now, and I'm writing my book of Roy and Harlem. I need this tranquility. That's how I used to talk to them. So I did what they call pull their teeth. So I didn't give them nothing to feel like they had over me, right? So now, after this happened now, they get mad, and I beat the investigation because they only could hold you 90 days, So they hold me 90 days. They couldn't get nothing out of it. So what they did is they sent my ass way out to Victorville with no shot, no incident report, doing nothing wrong. They just transferred me, and my points were still a medium, but they sent me out to Victorville where your points got to be double what my points was. I get to Victorville people asking me, yo, why are you here? We looked at your jacket. You ain't had a shot in over a decade. I said, yeah, they wanted me to set up a cop. Look in the file, you'll see it. And I refused to set the cop up, so they sent me out here for punishment. So they said, nah, I don't believe they'll do that. Our staff don't do that. This is what they telling me in Victorville. Our staff don't do that. I said, all right, well, go look at the jacket and you let me know, man. Until then, I'm going to lay down. Bring me an extra milk. You know what I mean? I got to take this medication. My prostate acting up. You know? So they leave, they come back an hour later. They say, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. But I looked at what you did, what you accomplished over there in the medium, and we'd like you to do that and set that type of program up over here. So I set that type of program up over there. I got the suicide watch thing going. I got the skills program thing going. I'm helping the younger inmates, gangbanging and all that out in Victorville. So I'm there for 18 months, set up a beautiful program with them. So while I'm out there, that's when, you know, good old Donald Trump, big shout out to Donald Trump. Big shout out to Donald Trump. Big shout out to Donald Trump. You know what I mean? I know a lot of y'all don't like that. Y'all gonna poke stuff in the comment, but big shout out to Donald Trump. Donald Trump signed in the First Step Act. That's what brought me and all the other old gangsters home. So when that came out, they said I had to get a letter from the prison staff and things like that to show how my conduct was in the prison. So of course I went to the psych, you know what I mean? And I told them, look, I need a letter for you to send to my lawyer so I can send it to the judge to show how I'm doing in prison. So, you know, they write me a beautiful 3-page letter. I send it to the lawyer, send it to the judge, you know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. Now the thing is pending. So now I'm sitting in there. But mind you, I'm all the way in Victorville because of female staff, you know what I mean? You know, that they wanted to set up and wanted me to lie on so they could fire her and take her pension. I refused to do it, and now I'm being punished by sent to the worst prison. Big shout out to Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty out there in Victorville now. Talked to a couple of homies out there with him. He with the Memphis call. You know what I mean? Dirty South. So now we chilling. You know, so I put the letter in and I'm waiting. But that's what all of this stemmed from, me not wanting to set up one of their own with them, you know? And then sure enough, like I told you in the other video, that's how I wound up getting released, you know? But that was the extent of my thing with how just for me talking to this female and being down long as I've been down, they figured that they could do this crap and that I was going to go with it and play their little game. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's crazy. But that's where we at. You know what I mean? Hit the like button, Cash App on the screen. Don't care if it's $1, $2, $5, $10. Like my girl Pretty Gangster said, $10 ain't going to hurt nobody. You know what I mean? Make sure you hit the like button, hit the emoji button, do all that. I'm going to show you the pictures of the outro with me chilling for the New Year's. I'm going to let that rock for a couple of minutes. You know what I mean? Then I'm going to change the pictures up and give y'all something different to look at. All right? So here go the outro. Enjoy the pictures. Cop the Bookaroo in Harlem. Go to my man, freejimmyfingers.com. Put that in Google or just type that in your text and send it to anybody. freejimmyfingers.com. His picture's gonna come up, his bio's gonna come up. The homie doing 300 years, plus like 6 life sentences. And he been down 28 years for me, 22. Do what you can to help the good brother get out. Look how I done changed my life around. My man Jimmy Fingers changed his life around too. And welcome home to my man Michael Not Palmer. Big shout out to the big homie. All right.